need to increase global consideration and desire to visit Kenya. Number 2, we need to reposition and build a strong, unified brand. And that will not only be for the government, but private sector. Number 3, we need to grow visitor numbers, the 5.5, and also revenue towards the 1 trillion Kenya shillings. We have our targets, like we have talked about, and we also have the products. We have quite an untapped segment of what we can do. We need to look at either gastronomic, we have the marriage, the honeymooners, the leisure travelers, event travelers. We have the product that was gazetted last year that we haven't quite utilized it. That is the digital nomads or the remote workers who probably work in another country, but they would prefer to work in Kenya remotely. We have the wellness travelers, and all this that we need to tap fully and to target intentionally. In the recent past, I think over the last 3 weeks or so, I have attended about 3 meetings with the Ministry of Transport, and we have identified key issues that we need to address. Number 1, we haven't had a strong policy on air access, and in the past, probably a few people would just sit around the table and either decide to license or not, and there hasn't been a strong policy and guidelines to manage that particular aspect. We are in a committee or a team that has been formed. The deadline will be mid-July to come up with guidelines and policies that will be used going forward. Secondly, the government in the last 1 month has formed a department for aviation and aerospace management. And now we have a fully fledged department headed by a principal secretary whose work 100% will be to consider the aviation industry. The current affairs in our country, the demonstrations and all that we have seen are of great concern to the industry. This is a very soft industry, and it is an industry that is really affected when we have such occurrences. That is clear in our mind. We will do what is possibly possible, or what is humanly possible. And one of the things is, even after our meeting today, we must issue a communique of our concern and just share and call for peace and say that this sector supports many youth who work in the sector. 75% of all employees in hospitality are the youth. We have the suppliers. The whole value chain for tourism is really affected, and therefore we need to be in the front line of speaking out, and even as government comes up with measures to curb all this, it is clear that the tourism sector is affected, and as the Cabinet Secretary, I will continue hammering that message home. And we, even as we hope for a good solution, and as we hope for an end to all this that is happening, we will put our voice out there, and our voice will be heard. On security, the Tourism Police Unit, last year, we signed a memorandum of understanding between our ministry and the Ministry of Interior. That's the first time it was ever done. We are in the implementation stage, and the team that handles TPU, PS, and the CEOs, we need to share the information with the private sector so that we see the level of service and support that TPU can offer, where they are located, so that we make the best use of the TPU, which we are also transforming in the way they do things. We have some training courses for the TPU officers. We are facilitating them with vehicles and other resources that are required, and that is a very useful resource that we have if we all support it, if we all know what is happening. Our demographics, not only in Kenya but the whole of Africa, is that the youth is a significant conversation for every country, for every government, for every sector and every industry. I want to appreciate the hospitality sector. In fact, the other name of this sector could be the Ministry for the Youth, because a significant number of employees are the youth. What we need to do is work together with the youth to show what the sector is doing to the youth, the importance of the sector for the youth. Then we rally our young people. If you look at their energy, their innovation, their restlessness, their tech, and all that they have is what we would require to grow our sector even faster, is what we would require to bridge the gap that we identified even in this meeting and our various conversations.
I also want Waziri to personally commend this team before you, because every time that we have worked together, including any time we have an issue, any time we have a program. I remember when we started the programs of looking at how do we diversify the tourism products, when we looked at how would we market the country, when we looked at how can we make our hotels continue flourishing and doing what is required. Every time, Waziri, we have tried to engage them even personally as the PS. They have always been very committed, and they have always come to give the ideas and to support whatever that has been put on the table. And so, Waziri, I want to assure you that the team is really a team that is very cooperative, and they are there to be able to ensure that we move together.